Hello and welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where we delve into the complexities of human behavior and uncover the truths that lie beneath the surface. As the famous saying goes, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. This profound statement by Socrates reminds us of the importance of constant learning and vigilance in our interactions with others. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey with our latest video, Don't Get Fooled, 8 Signs You're Dealing with an Evil Person. In this video, we're not just discussing everyday misunderstandings or bad days. We're diving into the heart of darkness, exploring the traits of those who may harbor sinister intentions beneath a veneer of charm and normalcy. From the deceptive allure of charm to the cold absence of empathy, we unravel the signs that can help you identify and protect yourself from potentially malevolent individuals. But this isn't just about identifying evil in others. It's also a call to introspection and personal growth. How do we respond to these challenges? How can we fortify ourselves against manipulation and deceit? This video is an invitation to not only learn about these warning signs, but also to engage in a deeper understanding of human nature and our responses to it. Have you ever encountered someone whose charm later revealed a darker side? Or perhaps you've dealt with someone who lacked empathy. We want to hear from you. Share your experiences, insights, and strategies in the comments below. Your stories and wisdom are invaluable in this shared journey of understanding and personal growth. So, sit back, stay vigilant, and let's explore these 8 critical signs together. Remember, knowledge is power, and by arming ourselves with awareness, we can navigate our lives with greater wisdom and discernment. Let's begin this enlightening journey on Stoic in Your Life. 1. The mask of charm. In the realm of human interaction, there's a phenomenon that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. The deceptive allure of charm. Picture this. You meet someone who instantly draws you in with their magnetic personality. They're not just engaging, they're enchanting, making you feel like the center of their world. This experience can be incredibly affirming, leaving you feeling cherished and significant. It's a powerful testament to their apparent warmth and sociability. But beware, for this enchanting veneer might conceal a more ominous truth. This is the mask of charm, a classic hallmark of an individual with sinister motives, a cunning manipulator who's mastered the art of duplicity. Why, you might ask, is charm so often a guise? The answer lies in its utility as a tool. For those harboring malevolent intentions, charm is the perfect disguise. It's their way of pulling people in, constructing a believable illusion of trust and friendship. In this context, charm isn't an outpouring of genuine affection, but a deliberate tactic employed to ensnare, control, and eventually take advantage of others. The real challenge is in discerning authentic charm from its manipulative counterpart. One key indicator is consistency. Does this person's interest in you persist, or does it diminish once they've achieved their goal? Watch how they interact with others, particularly when they believe they're unobserved. A genuinely charming individual maintains their pleasant demeanor, irrespective of their company. In stark contrast, a malevolent person's charm dissipates when it's no longer necessary for their agenda. As time progresses, the facade inevitably crumbles, unveiling their true motives. This could manifest as a sudden indifference to your needs, a pivot towards more egocentric conversations, or even blatant manipulation and dishonesty. Trust your gut feeling. If something seems amiss, it probably is. Remember, actions are more revealing than words. True kindness is consistent and unconditional. It's not a chess move in a game of manipulation. Consider this. Have you ever met someone whose initial charm later unveiled a more sinister nature? How did you come to realize the shift in their behavior? To safeguard yourself from the allure of superficial charm, it's crucial to develop defenses. Reflect on your own experiences and consider what protective measures you could implement. I invite you to share your insights and personal stories in the comments. In our next segment, we'll delve into the lack of empathy, another telling sign of an evil person. Stay tuned, and bear in mind that recognizing these signs is your first line of defense against potential harm. Now let's consider the tale of the charming but deceitful fox from Aesop's fables. The fox, known for its cunning, uses its charm to deceive other animals, often leading them into perilous situations for its own benefit. This allegory serves as a poignant reminder of the dangers of falling for superficial charm, without considering the true intentions behind it. In conclusion, the lesson here is to be vigilant and discerning. It's essential to look beyond surface-level charm and assess the sincerity of one's intentions. As for advice, cultivate self-awareness and trust your intuition. If someone's behavior feels inconsistent or their charm seems too good to be true, it might very well be a mask hiding something more sinister. By understanding these signs and trusting your judgment, you can protect yourself and improve your interactions with others. 2. Absence of empathy. Next, we delve into a crucial aspect that often goes unnoticed but is a significant red flag: the absence of empathy. Empathy, the innate ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is not just a trait, but the very foundation of human connection and compassion. It's what allows us to resonate with someone else's joy or pain, forging bonds of understanding and care. However, when this vital element is missing, it's a glaring indication that you might be in the presence of someone with malevolent intentions. Imagine a person who perceives others not as beings with emotions and rights, but as mere tools for their own ends. This is the crux of the absence of empathy, a failure to acknowledge and respect the emotional states of others. This deficiency manifests in various troubling behaviors, such as indifference to others' suffering, a lack of remorse for harmful actions, and an inability to genuinely rejoice in someone else's successes. For those lacking empathy, the emotions and needs of others are either invisible or irrelevant. The consequences of interacting with someone devoid of empathy are profound and often painful. Relationships turn into one-sided affairs where emotional needs are met only if they serve the manipulator's objectives. Victims frequently feel misunderstood, undervalued, and isolated, as their emotional expressions are disregarded or trivialized. In such a dynamic, emotional abuse often thrives, masquerading as tough love, indifference, or even outright hostility. So how can you spot someone with a significant lack of empathy? Observe their behavior patterns. Do they dismiss or invalidate your feelings and those of others? Are they consistently oblivious to the impact of their actions, especially when those actions cause harm? A clear sign is their tendency to justify cruel or hurtful behavior with excuses, or worse, blaming the victim for being too sensitive or overreacting. Dealing with such individuals necessitates strong personal boundaries and heightened self-awareness. It's essential to understand that their inability to connect emotionally is not a reflection of your worth or the legitimacy of your feelings. Seeking support from empathetic friends or professionals can offer the emotional understanding and validation that an empathy-deficient person cannot provide. Reflect on a time when you felt someone didn't understand or care about your feelings. How did it affect your interaction with them? What are some ways you can protect your emotional well-being when dealing with someone who shows a significant lack of empathy? We'd love to hear your insights and strategies in the comments. As we journey to understand the traits of potentially malevolent individuals, remember that the absence of empathy is a critical red flag. Next, we'll explore another manipulative tool in their arsenal: mastery of manipulation. Stay with us as we continue to arm ourselves with knowledge and strategies to navigate these challenging interactions. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." This profound statement reminds us of the power and necessity of empathy in our interactions. When we encounter those who lack this fundamental trait, it's a stark reminder of the importance of nurturing empathy within ourselves and in our communities. By doing so, we not only protect ourselves from potential harm, but also contribute to a more compassionate and understanding world. 3. Mastery of manipulation. In the intricate dance of human interaction, there exists a dark art practiced by those with malevolent hearts, the art of manipulation. This insidious strategy, far removed from the realm of honest persuasion, thrives on deceit, coercion, and exploitation. Its mastery is a hallmark of those we might dare to label as evil in their relational dealings. As men navigating the complexities of life, particularly those of us in the age bracket of 30 to 65, it's imperative to recognize and understand this tactic, for it often masquerades as normal interaction, making it a particularly dangerous adversary. Manipulation, in its many forms, is a chameleon. It can appear as guilt trips designed to coerce action, gaslighting that plants seeds of self-doubt, or feigned helplessness that tugs at the strings of sympathy and assistance. The manipulator, a puppeteer in their own right, always has the same endgame: to bend you to their will, serving their needs and desires, often at your own expense. This is not unlike the Stoic philosopher Epictetus's warning: we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. In the context of manipulation, this reminds us to be vigilant listeners, discerning the true intentions behind words. To identify manipulation, one must be attuned to both the loud and the whispering signs. Manipulators are adept at emotional leverage, exploiting feelings of sympathy or obligation. They are masters of distortion, twisting facts and situations, often painting themselves as the victim or outright denying their wrongdoing even when evidence says otherwise. Inconsistency is their faithful companion. They are the ones who promise the moon and deliver stones, shifting their stance with the wind of their interests. As Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, advised, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. This is particularly relevant when dealing with manipulators, as they often present opinions and perspectives skewed to their advantage. The toll of manipulation is heavy. It breeds self-doubt, as its victims question their perceptions and decisions. Relationships, the bedrock of our social existence, may crumble under the weight of mistrust and resentment. Over time, one might find themselves emotionally and physically drained, caught in the web of the manipulator's constant demands and deceptions. Empowerment against manipulation begins with awareness. Recognizing the signs is akin to lighting a torch in darkness. The next step is to assert boundaries. Communicate clearly and firmly what is acceptable and what is not, and stand by these boundaries even in the face of pressure. When in doubt, seek external perspectives. An outside view can often shed light on whether manipulation is at play. Remember the words of the famous philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche: "He who cannot obey himself will be commanded." This is especially true in the context of manipulation. Self-command and adherence to personal boundaries are vital defenses. Lastly, prioritize self-care and lean on the support of trusted individuals who affirm your reality and worth. In the modern world, where interactions are complex and often veiled in layers of digital communication, this becomes even more crucial. As we continue to explore the signs of those with evil intentions, our next topic will delve into their need for control, another pivotal aspect of their behavior. Reflect on your experiences. Can you recall a time when you felt the cold touch of manipulation? What signs alerted you and how did you respond? Developing strategies to strengthen your resistance to manipulation is not just about protecting your autonomy. It's about maintaining the integrity of your relationships and your sense of self. Share your experiences and strategies with our community in the comments section. By understanding and recognizing the signs of manipulation, we arm ourselves against those who would seek to use us for their ends, ensuring that our relationships are built on a foundation of honesty and mutual respect. 4. The urge to control. In the intricate dance of human relationships, the desire to control others often emerges as a sinister shadow, revealing the darker side of human nature. This urge to dominate, a hallmark of those with malevolent intentions, can insidiously weave its way through various facets of life, from the seemingly benign choices of daily living to the profound realms of personal thoughts and actions. Recognizing and confronting this urge is not just an act of self-preservation, but a profound journey towards maintaining one's autonomy and well-being in the presence of such individuals. At the heart of this controlling behavior lies a deep-seated well of insecurities and fears. Those who seek to control others are often grappling with their own internal turmoil, their anxiety and uncertainty about the world around them. In a misguided attempt to quell these inner demons, they exert control over others, falsely believing that this dominance can bring them peace. Yet this path is fraught with destruction, eroding the independence and self-esteem of those caught in its wake. The manifestations of controlling behavior are as varied as they are insidious. It might be as blatant as dictating your wardrobe, your social circle, or your financial decisions. Or it might lurk in the shadows, manifesting as persistent criticism that slowly chips away at your sense of self, leaving you feeling inadequate and reliant. These puppeteers of the human psyche deftly employ tools like emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, and gaslighting to bend others to their will. They may even isolate you from your support network, severing the lifelines that could help you resist their influence. The psychological toll of living under the shadow of control is profound. It's a slow erosion of self-confidence, a constant barrage of messages that your choices and desires are flawed or inconsequential. Over time, this relentless undermining can lead you to doubt your own decision-making abilities, fostering a dangerous dependence on the very person who seeks to control you. This vicious cycle of control and submission is a labyrinth that can seem impossible to escape. Breaking free from the clutches of a controlling relationship is akin to reclaiming your soul. It begins with the recognition of these controlling behaviors, understanding that they stem not from your inadequacies, but from the controller's own insecurities. The next step is to draw your boundaries with the strength and clarity of a cartographer charting unknown territories. Communicate these boundaries unequivocally, standing firm in your resolve. Rekindle connections with your support network, those friends and family who can offer you a different perspective and unwavering support. In some instances, the guidance of a professional therapist can be invaluable, providing you with the tools and understanding necessary to untangle yourself from this web and rebuild your sense of self. Reflect on your own experiences. Have you ever felt the suffocating grip of control in a relationship? What were the signs that illuminated this reality for you? How can you fortify your boundaries to shield yourself from such controlling behavior in the future? I invite you to join this conversation, sharing your insights and strategies. Recognizing and addressing the urge to control in someone is a crucial step in safeguarding your mental health and ensuring that your relationships are rooted in respect and mutual support. As we continue our exploration, we will delve into the realm of pathological lying, another ominous indicator of a person with evil intentions. This journey is not just about identifying the signs of malevolence in others, but also about fostering resilience and empowerment within ourselves. It's a journey of self-discovery, where we learn to recognize the signs of manipulation and control, and more importantly, how to respond to them with strength and wisdom. In conclusion, the lesson here is clear. Understanding and confronting controlling behavior is essential for our mental and emotional well-being. It's about recognizing the signs, setting firm boundaries, and seeking support when needed. By doing so, we not only protect ourselves but also contribute to healthier, more respectful relationships. Let this be a call to action, a reminder to stand firm in our autonomy, and to nurture relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. 5. The web of lies. A world where truth and fiction blur, where words weave a dangerous dance of deception. This is the realm of the pathological liar, a person whose fabrications go far beyond the occasional white lie. They're not just bending the truth, they're reshaping reality to fit a dark agenda. Imagine someone who lies effortlessly, even when there's no clear reason. They're like artists, but their canvas is the human psyche, and their paint is falsehood. These individuals don't just tell lies, they craft stories so intricate and convincing that separating truth from fiction becomes a Herculean task. Their lies serve many purposes, covering up misdeeds, inflating their ego, or manipulating others for personal gain. It's a spectrum of deceit, ranging from trivial fibs to life-shattering fabrications. Now, spotting a pathological liar is no easy feat. They are the Houdinis of deception, always a step ahead with their illusions. But there are clues. Inconsistencies in their stories, contradictions, evasive answers. Over time, these cracks in their facade grow, revealing the truth behind the mask. Remember, if your gut tells you something's off, or if a story seems too fantastical, it probably is. The damage wrought by pathological lying is deep and far-reaching. It's not just about hurt feelings, it's about trust shattered, relationships strained, and environments turned toxic. Victims are left doubting their own judgment, questioning what's real and what's not. In the workplace, such individuals can turn a collaborative space into a battlefield of doubt and confusion. So, how do you deal with a master of lies? Approach with caution. Question and verify. Keep a record of conversations, a diary of deception, if you will. And, most importantly, lean on those you trust for support and perspective. In extreme cases, stepping back or seeking professional help might be the only way to protect your sanity. Seneca once said, "Falsehood is never in words, it is in things." It reminds us that lies, no matter how artfully presented, cannot change the nature of reality. They are mere shadows, fleeting and insubstantial. Have you ever crossed paths with a pathological liar? What signs tipped you off? How did you shield yourself from their web of lies? Share your experiences in the comments. Let's pool our collective wisdom to better understand and navigate these treacherous waters. Remember, understanding the nature of pathological lying is not just about identifying liars. It's about safeguarding our own perception of reality and maintaining the sanctity of our relationships. 6. Exploitation of kindness. The exploitation of kindness is not just a mere oversight and judgment. It's a deliberate and strategic manipulation of one's good nature. Imagine a scenario where your generosity is not just appreciated, but is seen as a weakness to be exploited. This is the modus operandi of an individual with evil tendencies. They are adept at identifying and leveraging the compassionate nature of those around them, transforming acts of kindness into tools for their own selfish gains. This leaves the giver not just empty-handed, but often feeling used, betrayed, and emotionally drained. Consider the words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca. A gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer. This profound statement underscores the difference between genuine need and manipulative exploitation. The exploiter does not care for the intention. They focus solely on what they can extract. Exploitation of kindness often manifests in subtle ways. It might start with a small request, a seemingly innocent plea for help. The exploiter might feign neediness or concoct scenarios that pull at your heartstrings, compelling you to offer assistance. This manipulation is not about mutual support or gratitude. It's a calculated, predatory strategy to gain something for nothing. To identify someone who exploits kindness, keen observation is key. How do they respond to acts of generosity? Is there genuine gratitude, or do they seem to expect and demand help as if it were their right? It's crucial to notice whether they reciprocate kindness or if their interest in you wanes once their needs are met. These individuals often leave a trail of short-lived relationships in their wake, as people eventually catch on to the one-sided nature of their interactions. In the modern world, where connections are often fleeting and superficial, it's even more important to be vigilant. Social media and online interactions can mask these exploitative behaviors, making it harder to discern genuine need from manipulation. As the famous saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This adage rings especially true in guarding against kindness exploitation. Setting boundaries is your shield in this battle. It's essential to differentiate between helping and enabling. While it's noble to offer support, be wary of repeated requests that place you in a disadvantageous position. Trust your instincts. If you feel like you're being taken advantage of, you probably are. Remember, it's okay to say no to unreasonable demands. As Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, it's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. In conclusion, the exploitation of kindness is a subtle, yet devastating form of manipulation. It requires vigilance, keen observation, and the courage to set boundaries. By understanding this tactic and how to counter it, you can protect not only your resources but also your emotional well-being. Remember, true kindness is a virtue, but it should never be a vulnerability. 7. Twisting of morality. In the realm of human interaction, we often encounter a perplexing and dark phenomenon, the twisting of morality by those with malevolent intentions. These individuals, adept in the art of deception, skillfully manipulate moral concepts to serve their nefarious purposes. They are masters at convincing others to engage in unethical actions or to endure unjust treatment, all under the guise of a seemingly sound moral reasoning. At the heart of their strategy lies the ability to present arguments that, while appearing morally upright on the surface, are fundamentally flawed and self-serving. They often exploit cultural, religious, or ethical principles, twisting them to justify harmful actions or to undermine the legitimate objections of others. This manipulation is not just a mere bending of moral rules. It's a complete perversion of them, tailored to fit their selfish agendas. One must be vigilant and discerning when encountering such moral distortions. Be wary of justifications that are overly complex or convoluted, as they often mask ulterior motives. A critical red flag is the presence of inconsistencies in their moral reasoning, particularly when it conveniently aligns with their desires or objectives. A person who frequently shifts their moral stance to suit the situation is likely wielding morality as a tool for manipulation, rather than as a guide for ethical conduct. To safeguard oneself from falling victim to such moral corruption, it is crucial to remain anchored in one's own ethical beliefs. In times of complex ethical dilemmas, seek counsel from trusted individuals who are known for their moral integrity. Furthermore, educating oneself on fundamental ethical principles is essential. This knowledge serves as a bulwark against the manipulative tactics of those who would twist morality for their own gain. Let's consider a relevant story to illustrate this point. Imagine a community leader who is revered for their wisdom and moral guidance. This leader, however, begins to use their influence to persuade the community to support a cause that, while seemingly noble, is actually a cover for their personal gain. They artfully twist religious and ethical teachings to justify their actions, convincing many to follow along. It's only when a few astute members of the community start questioning the inconsistencies in the leader's arguments that the truth begins to unravel. This story serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the importance of critical thinking and moral vigilance. In conclusion, the lesson here is clear. We must be ever watchful for those who would use morality as a cloak for evil. By staying true to our own ethical convictions and seeking wisdom from those we trust, we can navigate the complex, moral landscapes of our lives. Let this knowledge empower us to make decisions that not only benefit ourselves, but also contribute positively to the world around us. Remember, in the battle against moral distortion, our greatest weapons are our own integrity and the pursuit of truth. 8. Indifference to consequences. Picture this. Someone, let's call them Alex, does something risky or harmful, and it's not just a one-off incident. Alex's actions repeatedly hurt others, yet there's no sign of regret or responsibility on their part. Instead, there's a chilling disregard for the fallout. This isn't just carelessness, it's a profound absence of conscience, a willingness to inflict harm for personal gain. Now, let's break this down. When someone like Alex acts, they're not thinking about who gets hurt. It's not that they don't know the consequences, it's that they don't care. This trait is alarmingly dangerous. It's like watching someone play with fire, unconcerned about the forest burning around them. They might engage in unethical behaviors, take unnecessary risks, or harm others, all without batting an eye. It's a mindset where the ends justify the means, no matter how destructive those means might be. But how do you spot this trait in someone? It's in their reactions, or rather the lack thereof. When their actions lead to a negative outcome, do they show any remorse? Do they try to make amends, or do they shrug it off, justify their actions, or worse, take pride in the chaos they've caused? This consistent indifference is a red flag, signaling a dangerous level of apathy towards others' well-being. Now you might wonder, what can you do to protect yourself from such individuals? The first step is to maintain a healthy distance. If you sense that someone is indifferent to the consequences of their actions, especially if those actions are reckless or unethical, it's wise to step back. Trust your judgment. If something feels off, it probably is. Avoid getting entangled in plans that seem dubious. Remember, it's not just about avoiding direct harm. It's also about not being collateral damage in someone else's irresponsible game. As we ponder this, let's draw wisdom from the Stoic philosopher Seneca, who once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This is particularly relevant here. Often we might downplay our instincts or concerns thinking we're overreacting. But in reality, acknowledging and acting on these instincts can save us from much greater suffering. To wrap this up, let's remember that the indifference to consequences is not just a minor flaw. It's a glaring sign of an evil character. It's about someone's fundamental lack of empathy and disregard for others. By recognizing this trait and taking steps to protect ourselves, we not only avoid potential harm but also align ourselves with people who respect and value the well-being of others. In a world where actions invariably impact others, aligning with those who understand and respect this interconnectedness is not just wise, it's essential for a harmonious life. So, as you navigate through your interactions, keep a keen eye on this trait. It's not just about judging others, it's about safeguarding your peace and well-being. As we wrap up this enlightening journey through our video, 8 Signs You're Dealing with an Evil Person, on Stoic in Your Life, it's crucial to reflect on the profound insights we've uncovered. We've navigated the murky waters of human interaction, identifying key signs like the deceptive mask of charm, the chilling absence of empathy, the cunning art of manipulation, the oppressive urge to control, the tangled web of lies, the exploitation of kindness, the twisting of morality, and the alarming indifference to consequences. These traits are not just theoretical concepts. They are real-world indicators that can profoundly impact our lives and relationships. Now, it's your turn to take these insights into your daily life. Recognize that knowledge is power, the power to protect yourself, to build healthier relationships, and to foster personal growth. Be vigilant in your interactions. Trust your instincts, and don't shy away from setting boundaries. Remember, it's not just about avoiding negative influences. It's also about nurturing positive, empathetic connections with others. I encourage you to engage actively with this content. Have you ever encountered these signs in someone? How did you handle it? What strategies have you developed to safeguard your well-being? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Your stories and advice could be a guiding light for someone else facing similar challenges. And if this video has resonated with you, if it has given you valuable tools to navigate the complexities of human behavior, then I urge you to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life. Spread the word. Bring more awareness to these crucial topics and help build a community that values understanding, empathy, and resilience. Together, let's continue this journey of personal growth and empowerment. Your engagement and feedback are not just appreciated, they are essential in shaping a more informed, compassionate world. Thank you for being a part of this important conversation. Remember, every step you take towards understanding and awareness is a step towards a happier, more fulfilling life.